Are you one of these people that finds it really difficult to create deep and meaningful connections to people? If so, it's completely innocent, but we might want to have a look at why that might be. And if you're interested in that, then please stick around. So any relationship, in fact, the only real relationship that matters to us is our one with ourselves. This is the first and foremost, because if we have a shaky relationship with ourselves, we're certainly going to have shaky relationships with other people. Why? Because we ask too much of them, and we expect too much of them, and they will not fulfill that what we perceive as a need for them to be different, for me to be happy inside of ourselves. So we're going to have a little look at this, but before we do, if you're wanting to feel connected to at least yourself in the right way, then you're more than welcome to sign up for a free breathing practice, free Hatha Yoga introduction down below, and you're welcome to sign up for the community, which is free. It's on Facebook or Discord. If you're ready, though, to take the next step and you have a proclivity to want to do the work and put in the effort and get this right and get the right trainings and teachings that are authentically taught, then you're more than welcome to sign up for our 6-month immersion program. The application form for that is down below. It starts with yourself. What do we mean by self? What is the nature of self that we're talking about here? Are we talking about that self in the mind, that thing that I call me? Well, if you close your eyes and have a look around in your body for that thing that we call me, you can't find it. The reason is because it doesn't exist. It exists moment to moment to moment to moment as we believe the reality of it. Now, sometimes we get hoodwinked into believing that the mind is me. And this is totally understandable, isn't it? Because we've interfaced with it all of our lives. We've put all of our hope and desire and all of our attachment into that. And so this is completely innocent and absolutely fine. But the self that we're talking about here isn't necessarily a mental self. The self we're talking about here is much more expansive, and these are just concepts, much more expansive, and comes with that feeling, that flavor of peace. In yoga, we call it dynamic stillness. A great way to be able to connect to that for the first time is to be able to do the breathing practice that's free down below. This will certainly stoke up a feeling of a dynamic stillness in which you can feel whole. That's kind of where we're looking, isn't it? Again, these are just concepts, so they're very limited. We have to experience ourselves, isn't it, as that whole, complete being. One of the best ways to do that is through yoga. We can separate ourselves, though, isn't it? Meaning, I can believe myself to be the mind. Now, I know that I'm not the mind because I witness the mind's movements, the fluctuations. Is there two me's here? Me in the mind and me, the one who watches that one in the mind? Do we already have a multiple personality disorder? Of course we don't, but we recognize, isn't it, that it seems to be that there's two me's inside. If this mental me begins judging ourselves, and how might this happen? Well, self-critical thoughts, I'm unlovable, I'm stupid, I'm rubbish, I'm never going to get this, then we create that sense of separation inside. We've lost our sense of connection to ourselves, which is the deepest and the richest connection that we can experience is ourselves. Sometimes we think it's other people that make me feel this way. I feel so connected to you. And of course, it's just our connection that we're relaxing into, that we're experiencing. And as we go down this journey, we experience that more and more to greater and greater degrees. If we don't feel whole, complete, and nourished on the inside, we won't find that in other people, isn't it? Sometimes this can manifest itself if we feel separated and we feel if we're judging ourselves in a big way. Sometimes this can manifest itself in a way where we need to change other people to make them different, to have them act in a certain way so that I'm happy. Well, where does this come from? Complete disempowerment, isn't it? It comes from my sense of needing somebody else to be different so that I can be happy. But what does that imply? It implies that you have the power to make me happy because I can't do it myself right now, isn't it? And if we give all of that power away to the outside world, well, one, we've forgotten where our power really is. It's here, isn't it? But two, we give everybody else a huge amount of power over our well-being. Because if somebody says something nasty to me, if my potential for happiness is in them, and they say something nasty to me, I am shot, aren't I? Like, this is too much for the system to handle. But we have to take responsibility, isn't it? And recognize the only reason I'm feeling sad because you said that is because I first gave my power to you, and my potential for happiness and my value was invested in the way that you see me. Now, it's okay to live our lives out like this. And we do it, and we've done it for years and years and years, isn't it? But it hurts us. And so is there another way? Well, the answer is yes. Yes, there is. So, if we need somebody else to be different for me, to make me feel happy, then we can't love them now, isn't it? Why? Because they must be different for me to love them. Well, then is this in part a reason why we're not feeling connected to them? Because we're judging them, isn't it? We're judging where they're at. Now, what we might be saying inside of ourselves is, yes, but I'm investing in the best potential for them, isn't it? And we're saying, I'm trying to change them so that they're their greatest version. And fine, but who is the determinator of their greatest version? Is it me, or is it God on life, or themselves? How do I know what's best for them? Am I trying to control them and their experience here? And is that sincere? Where should I be putting my focus? Maybe it's inside myself. Maybe I'm the one that needs to change. Maybe I'm the one that needs to feel that connection, or desires to feel that deep connection to myself. Because if I feel whole and complete and deeply connected to myself, then I will meet others that are whole and complete. And even if they're not, we'll love them all the same from our wholeness and our completeness. Why? Because we don't need them to be different. They are as they are. We can't love somebody in pieces, somebody said to me, which is great. Everyone's got their quirks. And I can only love them to the degree that I love myself. And so what the hell does that mean? Well, how am I going to love myself? Because again, this isn't a mental thing, is it? It's not egoic love. So we have to fill up our cup full of good, juicy feeling vibes. And how do we do that? Well, really simply, we do yoga. This works. Yoga means union. Unifying that separate identity in the mind, the one that judges and creates a disconnected feeling firstly inside of myself and therefore towards other people, hence why we feel that disconnection. And we're unifying that separate disconnecting entity into the wholeness of who I am. And if I feel whole, what can change that? If I feel whole, do I need to change other people to make me happy? If I feel whole, do I need to incessantly be told that I'm liked or loved? Or is that some self-sustaining process that I do myself because of the wholeness that I feel? And remember, I'm not special, and this is not about feeling whole as like a weapon. It's like, no, it's like we want to feel whole because we want to feel whole. We want to feel good about ourselves. And I'm not somebody who's special. We can all feel this. We just need to commit to practicing yoga daily. That'll do. I've rambled enough. I hope this video helps. Namaste.